welcome to Climate Check. Thank you so much for making time to join me on this week's edition of the program. Remember, this program is brought to you by HIVO Southern Africa as well as the S4ER project. And of course, today on the program, we focus on environmental related investments and impacts on communities. And of course, we will amplify the message of investments as well as taking care of the environment. This is Climate Check. Let's take a word from our sponsors. This is Climate Check, and today on the program, as we continue to focus on environmental-related investments and impacts on communities, we are reminded of what happened recently on the Copper Belt, where there was pollution in the environment and in the Kafue River as well as the Mwambashi stream, where a lot of people were affected. The environment was affected, including crops that were affected. And so the good news is that there could be solutions on the horizon, in that not long ago we were privileged to take a tour of the EPSE OY Limited lab in Tampere, Finland, where this is a privately owned Finnish company specializing in the treatment of industrial hazardous process and wastewater and mining wastewaters. And so what the company does is explained best by the CEO of the company in the next clip. Following the contamination of the Kafue River on the Copper Belt early this year, experts established that acid was not the only problem. The Zambia Institute of Environmental Health says several types of heavy metals were part of the contamination contents, affecting human health, biodiversity, and the livelihoods of communities in the area. This is EPSE, a company that specializes in the treatment of industrial hazardous processes and wastewater containing soluble metals. Located in Finland's second largest city of Tampere, the company's technology could just be the solution to Zambia's mining waste management and environmental concerns.
We have been visiting Zambia already in several mining sites. And what we see that we can offer to Zambian mining companies better way to use water resources and increase the productivity. At the same time, we can secure the water bodies in Zambia and help mining companies how to make safe tailings dams.
The Chief Executive Officer emphasizes the need to prevent the mining waste pollution than to solve problems afterwards.
You have to create a monitoring system for the tailings dam, tailings areas, and you have to measure it, you have to take samples continuously to see and know what are the circumstances. That's the only way to do it. That's why we have created so-called zero reaction time program for mining sites.
The EPSA technology, on the other hand, can remove over 50 types of metals from water.
Our company is specializing in heavy metal removal. So basically what is EPSA? EPSA is we have our own chemical which we mix in the wastewater, and then we add lime and then take the pH above neutral. So what will happen is the metals in the wastewater, they will trap, and it's like in simple words, like a fish net. So the fish is trapped in the net. It's like heavy metals are trapped in this net. So they are not going away. Even after you take the sludge out and you can safely dispose it or use it for some other purpose, the metal will not leach back to the environment.
Officials of EPSA, working with the Embassy of Finland in Zambia, have established talks with government and relevant stakeholders.
We have discussion with several parties in Zambia, government, ZEMA and the mining companies, how to organize this kind of zero reaction time program, which gives benefits also to mining companies in order to use the right way, the recycle right way the water and increase the productivity. And it will give updated information for SEMA and Zambian government what are the circumstances in tailings areas and especially what are the circumstances in water and that there are no so-called ticking bombs in the tailing ponds.
As Zambia targets to increase copper production to 3 million metric tons by 2031, mining activities are expected to be on the rise, and the EPSA technology is one catalyst to sustainable mining and environmental protection. Mary Mwikisa for Climate Check in Tampere, Finland. Welcome back to Climate Check. And of course, from that clip, you can tell it is possible to protect our environment. Remember, Zambia is targeting to increase its copper production. And so that means more mines being opened. That means more mining activities in the country. But even then, we must ensure that we prevent some of these accidents and pollution that happens as a result of mining pollution. This is Climate Check. We take a short break. Join me on the other side as I speak to my studio guest. Welcome back to the program. I'm joined in studio now by the Finnish ambassador to Zambia, Her Excellency Ms. Sanna Hallinen. Thank you so much for making time to be on Climate Check.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Pleasure to be here.
Now, let's first appreciate your role in helping Zambia address the impact of climate change, because as a country, and I was privileged to have been among those that have visited the country, we have seen how Finland is truly a circular economy and ensuring that everything that they're doing, including their investments, are conscious of environmental protection. What is your role as a country in helping Zambia achieve the kind of level of consciousness in terms of sustainability?
You had many questions there.
Yes.
But maybe to start with how Finland is making an impact in Zambia on climate change. The funding that we channel to Zambia comes mainly through different multilateral channels. One that I could mention is the Green Climate Fund. During the last financing cycle, Finland put in approximately 60 million euros into the Green Climate Fund.
Okay.
So that is part of that money also comes to Zambia.
Yes.
The other financing I could mention is the Nordic Development Fund. I'm not sure if you had the chance to visit NDF when you were in Finland.
No.
But it's a development fund owned jointly by all the Nordics, and they are 100% funding climate activities, and we are in the process of bringing them to Zambia and work together with the World Bank on a climate project called Trilad, going into its second phase.
How is Finland still achieving its investment targets, but still taking care of its environment?
Well, we take the so-called ESG principles very seriously. ESG meaning environment, social principles and governance. And as you could see when you were in Finland, we are global leaders when it comes to green tech and sustainability. our industry is constantly looking for ways to reduce our carbon footprint. I think that is across the board in the industry, in all the strategies of how we can go towards reducing climate footprint and going towards being climate neutral. But that also it takes in. It's not just the industries. It takes the sort of public side of things. It takes the authorities, the regulators. It takes a push from that side as well. So it's a kind of tango between the two. Finland has we've taken a lot of measures towards investment into renewable energy, particularly wind, also solar, even if we don't have that much
sun, yes.
Sun as you do in abundance in Zambia. We do have solar as well, but a lot of wind. It takes a lot of effort from the regulators to put in place a clear regulatory framework for companies to work in. It also takes a lot of financial incentives for the companies to invest in. When they think of, do I invest in the clean tech and clean energy, or do I invest in the old fossil fuels? So you need to give the companies the financial incentive to do the right thing.
Okay. Now, Zambia recently experienced environmental degradation emanating from hazardous wastes from industries such as mining. And Zambia is a mining country. And therefore, we have had several incidences of pollution from the mines. And the recent one has been not long ago. And I think for the most part of this year so far, we have really experienced a lot of such cases. How can a country like Zambia learn from Finland, and how can Finland come on board to assist Zambia in terms of managing this waste from the mining companies?
That's a very, very timely, very good question. Finland, as you may have learned during your trip, Finland is also a mining country. We have been mining for hundreds of years, like Zambia. And we have currently about 40 operating mines in Finland. And we have also had our environmental disasters resulting from mining. I think the last one was about a bit over 10 years ago. And it still is in people's minds when people think about mining. So these kinds of disasters can have a really long-term effect on an industry. It really can taint the reputation. So it's very crucial that when these disasters happen, that the industry and regulators react to that. And what happened in Finland is that as a result of these disasters that we had, we fixed our legislation. We put in standards that apply to all the companies across the board, irrespective of whether it's a domestic company or whether it's a foreign company. So being a mining country has helped also our industries to develop solutions to address these challenges. And you were able to see, you visited one of the companies, EPSE, who has developed technology to remove 51 different heavy metals from wastewater. 51 heavy metals, that is a lot.
Yes.
And those heavy metals that they can remove include very, very toxic heavy metals such as uranium, mercury, that are really harmful to people. So what this EPSE solution does, it's a chemical, and the chemical itself is harmless, so you can actually even eat it. I don't think it tastes very good, but it's you can it's harmless to you. You can eat it, and what it does is that it makes the heavy metals insoluble. So if you have, for instance, you have a tailings dam and you apply the EPSE chemical, it makes the heavy metals stay at the bottom of the tailings dam.
Yes.
And it makes the rest of the water in the tailings dam safe. So even if there is a leakage,
spillage, it's still safe.
So the water that spills over is safe for the environment.
Okay.
And this EPSA chemical could also be applied in a polluted river. They were on site actually 2 weeks after the incident, so they've been working closely here, also with the authorities. So they met all the relevant authorities. So all the authorities are aware of the EPSA solution. But what I would also like to point out is that even if the Kafua River pollution is extremely serious, and we know it's very serious, the river is heavily polluted, and also the river banks. But it's important to not just talk about this one case, but to talk about the industry as a whole.
Yes. And
to talk about prevention, because we know that similar kinds of tailings dams exist, across Zambia, and these spillages could happen any day. So prevention is really a key. Mining is kind of like a paradox in a way, because we need these minerals desperately for the green transition to combat climate change. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, if we do mining and not in a responsible way, we can, in our search for these minerals that we desperately need, we could end up destroying the planet that we want to save. So that's the kind of the paradox. Mm-hmm. But because there is technology that we can use to do mining responsibly and sustainably, then I think it's pretty much a no-brainer. That's what we need to be doing, and it's actually not very costly.
Okay.
But the thing is, and it's always cheaper to prevent than to clean up. But the thing is that mining houses usually are not inclined to do this unless the regulator, the government, puts in legislation that demands certain things from them. So in this case, the government in Zambia needs to be very clear on what they demand of the companies to do, like what we've done in Finland, that we put in certain measures in place that these are the things that you need to be doing. Actually, in Finland, the companies have gone so far that they are the ones that pay for the monitoring of the water quality around the mines. So it's not the government who pays for that, it's the mining companies themselves, because they know that if they pollute, they are the ones that are in trouble. And Finland is very, very keen to work with the government on how we can, put forward the best possible regulations to protect the environment in Zambia and learn from the experiences that we've had.
Mm-hmm. Now, we know that Zambia currently is producing under 1 million metric tons of copper, and by 2031, we are hoping to get to about 3 million metric tons. This means more mining. This means the opening of more mining companies and enhanced exploration. And this means more demand for prevention of hazards like we are referring to. At what stage are these talks with EPSA? Because the solutions are urgently needed.
Yes, EPSA sees, as far as I've understood with my talks, and I talk to them almost daily, they see Zambia as a very potential market, precisely because they see that the government is keen on preventing pollution. That is not the case in all jurisdictions, to be honest. So they see, because this is their niche, to prevent mining pollution and to make mining more environmentally friendly, they wouldn't be active in Zambia if they didn't see a potential for their technology and for their solution. So that's why they are very active in Zambia, and they see a lot of potential here. And obviously, Zambia needs mining. This is the backbone of Zambia's economy. But also at the same time, and we've heard this message from the government up to the highest levels, that it needs to be done in an environmentally safe manner. And EPSE really provides a very affordable solution for the mining houses to do this.
Okay. Now, Your Excellency, what are some of the areas of cooperation currently in place between Zambia and Finland?
Oh, there are so many. We're living very exciting times. If we talk about mining, one of the issues that we are currently doing is supporting Zambia when Zambia is now currently undergoing the airborne minerals mapping. So with funding from Finland and the European Union, the Finnish Geological Survey is providing the quality assurance, quality control services for that aerial mapping. And that is actually really, really important, because without that quality assurance, quality control, the data would not necessarily be uniform and reliable. So that service provides that reliability and investor confidence in that data. So that's an area of importance. For many, many years now, we have been focusing on private sector collaboration and bringing in Finnish companies to Zambia and promoting Zambia among Finnish businesses, making them interested in the Zambian market. We have this our annual flagship event called the Finland Business Week.
Okay.
We organized it for the 7th time this year, and we managed to attract a record number of Finnish companies to Zambia. Also, our trade is growing. We managed to almost double trade between Finland and Zambia from 23 to 24. And we're seeing increased interest among Finnish companies towards Zambia. Obviously, figures are still too low, so we are working on increasing that. One new interesting area that I want to mention is our collaboration in the water sector. A year ago, we had literally nothing. Now we have many new initiatives ongoing, particularly in the area of transboundary water collaboration and water diplomacy.
Okay.
This week we have Zambia is hosting the PanAfCon, a big water conference.
Yes.
And we're very active there, hosting a joint session with Zambia on transboundary water collaboration, and many interesting things happening around that.
Okay.
We have very vibrant collaboration between Finnish universities and Zambian universities on many fields. We collaborate on circular economy, many interesting things happening on that front. We had just earlier this year in March, we had our first ministerial visit since 8 years. Our Minister for Foreign Trade and Development was here. We are expecting more high-level visits towards the end of this year. So I would say relations between Finland and Zambia are very, very active at the moment.
Very active.
Keeps us very busy, which is good. Yes, so we've been during the past years, our relations have really, gone through the roof.
All right. We have come to the end of Climate Check for this week. To make a date next week, same time, same channel, as we continue to push the sustainability message out there. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mary Mukisa. Goodbye, and remember to take care of your environment.